Yeah, man. She's yeah, she's still hanging. Déjame comer a los
Another day, another plane crash, this time in northeast Philadelphia. It appears that a small plane, I believe carrying 2 passengers, crashed into some homes and some vehicles right near a mall. In fact, I believe debris from the airplane is in and scattered throughout the mall parking lot. There are reports that people have been injured from the debris. I believe there are multiple casualties. As of right now, we don't have a lot of information, but it's kind of funny. Not funny in the ha-ha sense, but in the weird sense, because just earlier today over on X, I posted this on social media. And by the way, go follow me on X if you haven't already. But, you know, people who have been paying attention over the past year or so, we all knew that a tragic accident was bound to happen. I mean, there have been several close calls, you know, at these airports around America. There have been several close calls where planes almost collided with each other while landing and taking off. Some of these close calls happened just this week. In fact, at the Reagan National Airport, where that tragedy just happened in Washington, D.C., the day before that crash, there was a near miss. Almost a similar situation happened with a helicopter almost hitting an airplane the day before. So the writing has been on the wall. These plane crashes are not catching me off guard. They're not catching most of you all off guard, because we've been having these discussions about how America is simply falling apart. It doesn't seem like anyone is fit for their jobs anymore. Of course, you have things like DEI and stuff in place as well. But I mean, just for the past couple of years, we've watched, you know, planes falling apart in the sky. Of course, we had the big Boeing controversy, and we're still not over that. You've had trains derailing, factories exploding. It's just been a non-stop drip of stuff like this, a non-stop news drip every day, another situation like this. And at some point, I hope that people hop aboard the conspiracy theory train, if that's what you want to call it, and start questioning why all of this is happening. Because accidents do happen, but we're at a point where there's too many accidents happening. So what is the cause of all of these accidents? Is there a lot of intentional stuff happening that we're told is an accident? Or is just every single person across the country, all of a sudden they've just become incompetent and they can't fly planes anymore. They can't direct air traffic. They can't, you know, they can't do any of their jobs anymore because America is falling apart at the seams. And it's not just the airplanes, like I said, factories, trains, planes, automobiles, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's happening in every corner, every facet of American life, in every industry. It seems like we are downgrading instead of upgrading. And it's just, it's sad. It's honestly sad when you look at the state that we are in. Air traffic controllers are, you know, they're understaffed because we don't have enough people to fill these positions. Because due to DEI, they refuse to hire white men, and they can't find enough people to fill the positions. So instead, they just allow it to be the wild, wild west. Whatever happens, happens. We'll have one diversity hire to do the job of 3 qualified people, because we're not going to actually hire qualified people anymore. And speaking of understaffing, here's something really concerning. Right here in the area where this plane just crashed, just earlier today, literally like 2 hours before the plane crashed, the Philadelphia Fire Department, these firefighters throughout Philadelphia, they had to put out this statement on social media. Tonight, Friday, January 31st, 2025, Philadelphia. There will be 53 Philadelphia Fire Department medic units operating on the streets of Philly from 8 p.m. tonight to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. 26 or half of the medic units will have no skilled pre-hospital care paramedics staffing them. We urge our citizens and visitors to be extra safe out there tonight. So literally right before the plane crashes, the fire department puts out this memo saying, hey, you guys need to be extra safe and careful out there tonight because we're understaffed. And even though we got, ambulances rolling around, we don't got any one of these ambulances that are qualified for the job. Okay? No one, half of the ambulances riding around in Philadelphia do not have any medic units with any skills or training or anything. And now this catastrophe just happened, where this plane literally crashes into a residential area. Like I said, it looks like it ran through some homes, some cars, debris in the mall, parking lot. This is a all-around horrible, horrific situation. And now it's even scarier because they don't have enough medics. And the medics, when you think help is arriving, it might not actually be help. It's just people driving an ambulance that have no skills, no training on how to save lives or help people at all. So, stuff like that is what I'm talking about when I say that America is falling apart at the seams. Everyone's either, unqualified or understaffed due to these new rules and regulations that were put in place. And hopefully we start reversing things. We need to get this country back on track. You know what I mean? But it's going to be hard getting the country back on track when we have a tragedy every single day.
Images, can you describe those images again for us of what you're seeing to add to some of the video we are looking at right now?
Now, this plane crash happened near.
Appears to be Rupert
Now,
Street
this
at the
plane
Boulevard,
crash happened
and
near
it
Cottman
is,
Avenue
just
and
a
Roosevelt Boulevard.
gathering of police
And I've been looking at a lot of the footage, some of which I'm not going to be able to show here on YouTube, so go follow me over on X.
Of debris,
like I said, if you haven't already, every time in my videos there's often graphic footage I can't show here, so I try to post it over there so you guys can have a better understanding about whatever topic I'm talking about at the time. But some of this footage looks crazy. I'm really wondering what happened to the airplane because it was coming down fast. I mean, the video really looks like a missile just came down out of the sky, but it is an airplane. But it looks like a freaking missile. So right now, I mean, 2025 is just so intense, and we knew it would be, and there's no signs of slowing down. We're all wondering what's going to happen next. Before we can get any real answers about the last plane crash, now we have another one to worry about. And this plane crash happened about an hour or two after the Army announced that they were refusing to release the name of one of the pilots aboard the Black Hawk helicopter that crashed in Washington, D.C. So a lot of people are speculating, wondering what's going on there, because allegedly the family said they don't want to release the name. I've never heard of anything like that happening. But before we could even wrap our heads around that news, now we got another plane that just fell out of the sky right onto these, residential buildings, and we got to try to figure out how many people have been affected by this. It's just, it's so much going on in such a short span of time. And you got to wonder, when are we going to have a moment of peace? You know what I mean? Like, are we ever going to wake up, and have a day where we could just drink coffee and relax without some type of groundbreaking, earth-shattering news happening? Because I really would love to have one of those days again, because I haven't experienced one of those in a very long time. And even when I try to get away from the news for a little bit and relax and go on vacation, something crazy in the news always happens. But yeah, as of right now, we're just going to have to figure out what's going on here. From what I see, the buildings are still on fire. There's wreckage and debris everywhere, and it's all out chaos in this area of Philadelphia. But I'm sure we'll get a little bit, some answers about what's going on here soon, and I'll update you all on that in the near future. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.